All right, let's get to the real deal, dude. Overwatch Pro quits after harassment over whether she was really playing. Oh my god. And there's an update to it. All right, so let me just break it down for you guys. First of all, Nathan Grayson from Kotaku got to do this article, so he's going to be popular from this, so good for him. But there was this Overwatch Pro. Her name was Ellie, and that's all we knew about her. And she played for the team Second Wind, okay, which is kind of a, what would you call it, amateur team? They're not like fully pro, right? They're kind of in the fuck, man. Moggers, can you hit me up with that? Okay, official minor league. That's what they are. They're contenders, so they're in the minor.
It's like HUC Open.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Semi-pro.
So they're like on the cusp of being pro. So if they do
Wasn't Nathan Grayson one of the guys that slept with Zoe Quinn?
Did he?
Yeah.
Good for him. I don't care where his dick goes. They're a semi-pro team, and if they do well, there's a chance for them being, the next Shanghai Dragons or whatever the fuck.
Shanghai. Jesus Christ.
But so what had happened is they had one of their teammates leave at a certain point in time. I'm giving you guys the after everything's said and done, I have all the parts of this story and I'm putting it together. So what had happened was Second Wind needed a player. They went and they saw this person on the ladder. The person's name was Ellie. The person said that they identify as a female and that they play Overwatch, and they were like, hey, you're really good, so just play on our team. So Ellie is this girl that streams. I don't know whether you see her face on camera. Do you see her face on camera?
I couldn't find any clips or anything like that about who she was or anything like that.
Yeah.
There was talk of a clip where she streamed with Punisher in the chat to prove that they weren't the same person. Well,
so this is then you're jumping ahead. God damn it.
Well, I'm just giving you what you wanted, John.
So she was streaming and stuff like that, and there was always accusations about her not actually playing, that somebody else was playing for her. And she's not as good as she says she is, and she's just faking it. And, obviously when something like that happens, you always have to take the side of the girl, because you can't be like, yeah, you are a cheater, you don't know what you're doing. Even Kotaku, this fucking headline is all about how people were harassing her, so she finally quit and said, I'm done with esports. I'm done with my dream of being a pro because nobody believes me, and I don't want to go through all this. And it started this major buzz where it's like, women get it the worst in fucking gaming, dude.
Right.
We've had Mutify come on and talk about it. She'll play Overwatch, and people will either, one, they'll just quit. They'll just leave the game because they're like, oh, we got a girl, we're going to lose. Fuck this. They leave. If she picks anything but a support class, they talk shit and say, girls don't play DPS, stop fucking around, we got to win. And then on top of that, they make rape jokes, send dick pics, all the fucked up things that you can imagine. They get harassed on a totally different level, and it caused all these people to come out of the woodwork and start talking about it on Twitter, on social media, and this was kind of like the catalyst for it. You know what I mean?
There was grounds for people to question this person's identity. However, they were the only person in any team that refused to give their name. Yeah. So, I don't even know if the team had her name, at all.
Yeah, no.
She was the only one without a published name. So
they didn't know. They just went by what she said, and she streams and plays Overwatch, and they see her playing, and they see her talking while she's playing, and she even tried to have people were saying that certain people, that this one guy Punisher was playing as her. That was one of the speculations. And that whole rhetoric, this whole article, it sparked that controversy. And it's obviously true that women's online experience with video games is completely different than men's. were separate and not equal, as much as
Well, yeah, just look at what's the other one's name?
yeah,
Jiggery.
that's what I was gonna get to.
That's on Shanghai Dragons.
So there's a Korean Overwatch player named Gaguri. She plays for the Shanghai Dragons, and a lot of high-ranking people have said that she's cheating, and even two pros have said if she's not cheating, and then if she's not cheating, we'll quit. We'll quit playing Overwatch. That's what they said. So they had Blizzard. First Blizzard did an investigation and they said she's not cheating. She's 17 years old and she plays as Zarya for the Shanghai Dragons. That's her main. And she has an 80% win rate in 420 games played during the regional tournament. So playing against pros, she has an 80% win rate. Okay? So they did an investigation on her and they cleared her. It wasn't good enough for people. So she did an hour-long stream, which I'm going to play for you guys right here. I muted the audio. But it's literally her sitting down on the computer. You just see her back, and you get to see her play. And she's clearly playing as Zarya. It's not anybody else. It's clearly her. She's doing well as Zarya. Well, not at that clip where she died, but
right. But no, she's doing well. She was being accused of using an aimbot.
Yeah, she was accused of using an aimbot because of how herky-jerky she is. But she's just a good Korean player. That's all it is. And you get to watch her. It's an hour-long stream. Then at the end of the stream, after all said and done, she can be seen crying. I don't know where it is on stream. I don't know. Somewhere. Why is that guy wearing a mask? Like, what the fuck?
I don't know. That's her, isn't it?
She's the that's the one. Oh, so then, it's her.
I know you can't tell the difference between male and female Asians, John, but please keep your racism in your pants.
Fucking whoops. Oh my god. I didn't realize that was Gaguri. I was like, why is this fucking Korean guy? Yeah, she wanted to keep her identity hidden. Apparently, at the end of this video, she started crying because of all the pressure and stuff. Yeah, right here, you can see her getting emotional. But yeah, imagine everybody says you're a cheater and you have to fucking do this thing. You have to do this to make people realize that you're as good as you are. That's the extent that she had to go through. Obviously, we're just trying to tell you about a case in point. And it sparked all this controversy, man. That article about an Overwatch pro quitting, like women talking about, they had dreams of being a pro. They went through toxicity, finally get to the pro level. Then there was even more toxicity. And they're like, you know what? Fuck this. It's not worth it. And they would just quit right there. So that's the whole situation. There's even the stat thrown around that 45% of women who play are playing video games, which is like, dude, that's not true at all. But yeah, that's the situation with them. Then we find out a little bit later, after Ellie quit, Second Wind was like, we're trying to figure out what's going on here. We want to support Ellie in every way. And then Ellie, in private conversations, if I can find it, is it anywhere here? No, this isn't it.
Looking for the Discord with Katsui?
Yeah, well, we don't have to really show it, but Slasher covered the whole thing. I don't know why I don't have it here. I had it earlier.
It's just Discord messages going over back and forth with this guy, Punisher.
Yeah. So there's this guy,
Katsui,
Punisher,
which is a female Overwatch player, who I think is on the top 500 as well. I don't really remember. Turns out that Ellie is not Ellie.
Yeah.
And that it actually was a dude.
Yeah. So the speculation was correct.
Yes. It was one of the top 500 players by the name of Punisher.
Yeah.
And he had apparently went to other female league players asking them if they wanted to do the social experiment where he pretended to be them to go pro.
Yeah.
And Katsui was one of them. I guess she had said that he had also approached her, wondering if she wanted to be part of it. But instead, he got this Ellie one to do it. He played on her account. One of the reasons why it was so bizarre for people and why they were questioning was because, the top 500 people, they all know each other pretty much.
Yeah. Well, he's top 500 ladders, so he's not actually a pro.
Right.
And he's not on any team.
Ladder.
Yeah. But yeah.
I feel like he was just showing that if he was a woman, he could get on a team. Like
Oh yeah, instead of being a, because he's like
he
decent.
could, yeah, he's a good player, but apparently he can't get on a team. But suddenly he plays as a woman named Ellie, and he got on a team.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I want you guys to realize that Ellie is a 17-year-old girl. So obviously, just think about when you were 17 and what a fucking dumbass you were. So before you have judgment. But what had happened was Punisher was, it pretty much it all came out because he would brag about it too. He would brag about it because
Yeah, he wanted it to come out.
he wanted it
Afterwards.
to come out. Yeah.
That's why he had Ellie quit. Ellie didn't quit because of the pressure or whatever. Like the whole plan was to have her quit.
Yeah. Yeah. It was never going to sustain itself. Anytime they were going to have any public appearances, she would say, oh, I can't do it,
Yeah, it was all planned to come out and fail and shit. But I mean, it's just like it's a dumb thing to do because all it does is give people something to point to whenever they decide to be toxic and sexist.
Yeah.
Like they were against Giguri, who was completely legitimate.
Yep.
People had no reason to believe that she was cheating other than the fact that they didn't like the fact that the girl was so good. All you're doing is giving people like that the ammunition to look, oh, well, look, Ellie was fake. A guy was pretending to be a girl,
Yeah. So for people out there, they were like, so the story came out and then all these people were like, see, look what women have to go through. This poor girl had to quit her dreams because of the toxicity. And then the Guguri stuff came up again where people are like, look what happened to Guguri. And then all kinds of other women gamers came out saying shit like, this shit happens to me on the daily. Then we find out that Ellie was lying the whole time. It was a guy playing for her. And apparently Punisher does it for other women too. And that just, it shouldn't have because it's
all
stupid.
All it does is vindicates the people that are toxic and sexist towards women solely for the fact that they're women. All they've done is vindicated these people instead of actually showing it. Like you can still have the conversation about what's going on. Yeah. And people were having the conversation, but when you have the conversation over falsehoods, like, abusing statistics and different stuff like that, like with bully hunters and other stuff like that, when you build a house of cards on a horrible foundation, on lies, to have the conversation, you destroy your conversation, you destroy your argument, and you vindicate the people that are against you. And that's what this social experiment has done.
Yeah, but it doesn't destroy the argument with someone like Guguri. That's a legit situation.
Right.
And
absolutely, like the truth is still there that the women do suffer more harassment online, especially in Overwatch. It seems like it's rampant in Overwatch.
Yeah. It's there. I've noticed that it's more rampant in Overwatch. Like any of the girl gamers that we know talk about how it's so bad in Overwatch that guys will make rape jokes or leave the game on purpose, throw the game, talk shit, and to the point where like they dox them, like try to dox them and stuff like that, give out their personal information. It's really fucked up, dude. So like you said, the truth is still there and it exists and it is the truth, but people didn't want to hear it because of the rhetoric that, oh, see, look, this bitch was fucking...
Yeah, it overshadows any sort of truth that was being discussed, and it vindicates the toxic idiots, like the pros that were accusing Giguri of cheating, like those kind of people.
Yeah, and the other thing is that, there's also people that believe that there is no problem, that whatever is going on doesn't actually exist. The problems that are going on don't exist. That women don't really go through any of this shit, that it only happens to a fringe group and it only happens sometimes, that they should get over it, that they should, man up or whatever the fuck they want to call it. They pretty much have been minimizing it for women. You know what I mean? And dude, me and you and everybody that we know, me and you are not social justice warriors. We're not keyboard warriors. We're not out there with any agenda. And it's obvious that women go through some bullshit when it comes to video games. It's not just video games, dude. When I went to high school, there was this girl that was like a Samoan girl, so she was actually like kind of big. And she was big and tall, and she wanted to play football. But there's obviously no women's fucking football team, so she played with the men. She was on the men's football team, and everyone was like, you know, people were supporting her and stuff because it was such a cool thing to do.
Right.
It kind of like was the opposite effect. But when you talk to her personally, she would talk about how guys would tackle her harder or go after her harder because they were like, oh, you want to play with the boys? Well, this is what you get. And like all the bullshit that they ever wanted to do to women, they would take it out on her. And she eventually quit because she's like, I couldn't take it anymore. It's the same fucking thing, dude. You're in the big boys club. You know, all these boys that are, you know, jerking their wiener, they're all around here, and they don't want you playing in their club, you know? Boys only. They don't want girls here, and they talk shit, and that's what happens. So I've seen it a lot. I've seen it. But yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think that's it. I think we covered it. You know, at all the angles.
But yeah, I mean, put a button on all this. We personally know, we have friends of ours that go through some fucked up shit, man. Dude, think about if you have a wife or a daughter or a sister and they play video games and someone literally tells them like, I'm gonna rape you, or you should be raped, go kill yourself, you suck at video games. And like, that's your experience when you want to play a video game. Like, you get home from work, you turn on your computer, you're like, I want to have some fun because I hate my fucking job. And you turn it on and someone's talking about how they want to rape you and they're leaving your game for like 30 minutes. You can't get a normal fucking game going on. You can't even talk on the microphone. Your experience is completely different than men's. You can't talk on the microphone. You can't do anything like that because you're going to fuck yourself over because you only have 2 hours to play until you have to go to sleep and then do the same bullshit you have to do in your life again. And they're ruining that for you too. It's depressing, dude. If that was my experience, I would be so fucking depressed. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's it. It sucks what Ellie had to do, but once again, I think you guys should reserve your judgment. She was a 17-year-old girl.
She just, you know, she just accepted the offer from Punisher to do this social experiment that he convinced her to do.
Yeah.
You know, or whatever. It's not, can't really fault her because she's young and stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I was an idiot. Dude, I was such a fucking idiot when I was 17. You don't even know. Imagine being a girl with all this attention on you.
I imagine I know, John.
Oh my God, you have no idea how dumb I was when I was 17.
I bet you were.
And
stupid bitch.
Yeah, exact. Hey, relax, all right? Jesus Christ. But just imagine all this attention's on you. People are calling you a pro. You got women DMing you saying you're my hero, you know, this and that. And then finally, at the end of the day, it just, you know, it collapsed. But it should not discredit all the women that have been suffering through this bullshit toxicity that's in gaming. It shouldn't discredit it. And if you think that it does, you're a fucking retard. And you just want to believe whatever truth you want to believe in.
Get him, John.
Let's see. Anybody in chat saying stuff? Let's see. Fresh Prince. No. Crew says there's toxicity, then there's this shit. I'm totally fine with getting over general toxicity. But the sexist comments towards women are not something to be ignored. It's completely hostile, for sure. For sure. And then Brian says gamers in general fuck with each other. The real issue is you have these incel fuckers who can't fucking handle that. Not only do women reject them, but now they are doing your thing and doing it fucking better than you. And now that you have the safety of the internet to be able to just spew all this hateful shit that they are afraid to say in real life. Exactly. It's incels. That's what it is. It's neckbeard incels that are angry at women and taking it out on them. So that's it. Yeah, we'll put a button on that. Next piece of news. How about that? Let's move on. We're almost done here, guys. Thank you. Oh, here's a compiled list of female identifying, which, that irks me when I heard that.
I love that.
You didn't have to fucking say that, but okay, I get it. I compiled a list of female identifying influencers / players. Influencer, just fucking that word, dude. You didn't influence me. You didn't influence anybody, all right? God damn it. I fucking, it irks me, dude. But yeah, this is a list of a bunch of female Overwatch players and what rank they're at. There's Grandmasters and Masters in here. You can find it at StarHabitN, StarHabit, HABITN, the letter N. Compiled this list. It's on my Discord, but you'll find it. It's a Google Doc, so there it is. Boom. And then there's other people. Mind if you add me? I'm a female DPS GM player. Heart. You are added in. Thank you so much for tweeting me. But yeah. What if I identify as female? Do you think I can get on this list?
Yeah, sure, John. That beard isn't, giving away at all.
Women can have beards too, you fuck. Mauger says it isn't all doom and gloom. Some good shit came out of this, and since it's a community problem, not a game problem, it's something only the community can fix. My proposal for this is normalizing women talent. I make it my goal to follow all the juicy talents of Overwatch and never encountered juicy women. Is that what you're talking about? And I never encountered 90% of these women in my life because of them being women. I don't know what that means. Oh, I think he's trying to say he's gay. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that means. I don't know what that sentence means. I'm jumping to conclusions, and you know what? We're gonna call it a fact.
That's what we do around here, boys.
All right. You also have to be good, John. What the f? So yeah, that's it. There's women's out there, guys, that play video games. I love you guys. Next week's it is.